I don't know what's going on.
You know, football is going on. What a week.
Then let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
No, it's back. Give it to the quarterback. No, we got the running back.
Straight off the couch.
Here are the stories we're going to be chasing today.
We're going to be recapping Week 7 and previewing Week 8. Before we get too far away from this, though, let me bring in my partner, the charming and chatty Adam Weidel. Adam, how are you today, brother?
Do you come up with new intros for me every week, like in advance? Because, man, I'm really liking it. But I'm good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm kind of, I'm trying to, make each episode unique for you. I want it to be a fresh experience. I don't want you to get bored with me and dump me for another podcast host.
It makes me feel loved, I tell you that much. You're always there for my heart, buddy.
Well, that's what we're friends. That's what friends do.
I love it.
So let's just dive right in. Starting off Thursday night, we had a game that Adam and I both thought was going to be a snoozer that wound up being a little bit of a shootout. The Bengals.
What a game.
The Bengals, and we can call it the Geritol Bowl. We can call it the Ben Gay Bowl. We can call it the Icy Hot Bowl.
That's what the announcers were calling it, the Icy Hot Bowl.
But it was Joe Flacco and the Bengals beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers 33-31 in what was surprisingly a bit of a barn burner.
And amazing. Just like Joe Flacco, for a guy that's had the game book under his seat for like 10 days. 10 days. He just was on fire.
I wonder if
he gave that team a lot of confidence.
I wonder if they had somebody like a wide receiver or a lineman or somebody who was familiar with the terminology he was used to that translated for him.
Maybe.
The OC was calling in 1Z, left Z, double zap, whap, whap, zingo, and he'd go, oh, it's a post pattern on the left-hand side of the ball. They're all going to block to the right.
Yeah, I mean, this was my out in left field guess because I was like, it's Bizarro week last week, so things were weird. I said, I'll take the Bengals. I didn't expect it to turn into this.
No,
not at all.
No,
it was a shot in the dark because Thursday night games have been amazing.
Yeah, they have been. They've been pleasantly, surprisingly close and competitive and good football games. So,
and Al has not fallen asleep yet this season.
I think they put a cattle prod in his chair.
Excellent game. Made me really excited for the weekend. Because I was like, anytime there's a good game on Thursday night, I'm just geared up.
Right. Then you're ready for the rest of the week. Yeah.
Because last year we had a lot of snoozers, and it was just like, I can wait till Sunday and we'll see what happens. But I was like, is there football on tomorrow? These Thursday nighters have got me really excited about football on Sunday.
They really have. Now, is there anything in the early windows that you wanted to highlight or talk about besides the fact that the Dolphins made a switch at quarterback?
So I just want to kind of go back to what we talked about on episode 7 last week is who's getting fired, Dolphins, Browns, who's going to win that game? Who saw the Browns winning this game 31-6?
It wasn't just, they didn't just win. They fucking horsewhipped them.
Oh, it was a curb stomp the entire way.
Yeah.
That Judkins kid, holy shit.
Yeah. I mean...
So that was one that I was expecting Mike McDaniels to be fired yesterday, but I haven't heard anything about his coaching job yet.
I haven't heard he's fired, and I haven't heard the cursed, we're behind Mike 110% from the Dolphins organization, which, usually you hear that, they're gone the next week.
I think we need to put a highlight reel together of his press conferences from week 1 to week 7. And how they slowly get worse and worse and worse because he's not even literate at this point when he talks to the press.
No, and his attitude is obviously affected and slowly deteriorating as
and he's starting to more look like a Cuban drug lord every game.
So that was that. Is there anything else you wanted to hit on in the early window?
Chiefs came back and just goose-egged the Raiders 31-0, and it's like the old Chiefs again.
Was that the early window? I thought that was a late game.
I think that was a 1 o'clock. I'm pretty sure it was a 1 o'clock.
Anyway, yeah, no, Chiefs came back, and we can talk about this a little bit, just about every game if we wanted to. Once again, some pretty questionable officiating in that game.
Yeah. We had a lot of questionable officiating over the weekend. My boys, the Patriots, went into Tennessee, and there was a lot of questionable officiating there, and it took forever to review plays that should be like a no-brainer, but they had to send it to New York, back to the refs, who the refs had to look at it again to send it back to New York, and there was a lot of just wasted airtime.
There was one last night. I guess we get to it when we talk about the game in a little bit.
Yeah.
But remind me to talk about the one last night, because actually they went to New York twice to get it right.
That one pissed me off a bit. But the other game that's in the early window, the Colts. The Colts are real.
The Chargers. They're not exactly a punk team here. They're actually predicted to win the division this year.
They were looking pretty good, but if we go into the late window, the team that I think is going to win the division had 33 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the fourth quarter; it was the second half of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just a crazy Broncos-Giants game. Jackson Dart's mom looked really upset.
Did you see Dable on the sidelines when the kicker went over at the end of the game, and he says, "I'm really sorry," and Dable just looked at me and goes, "I can't even look at you right now. I can't even talk to you."
Yeah. He's going to be, you're right. He's going to be out of a job. I don't know. There's a lot of bad clock management there. Giants were cruising to a easy win.
Yeah, they were. And just terrible management cost them the game. They just mismanaged everything.
But how about that Cam Scattaboo?
You mean Puck? I'm telling you, he's Puck from Alpha Flight.
I think he's going to be rendered useless by the end of the season if he keeps going head first at everybody.
Especially when it's a defensive end just barreling toward his quarterback.
So that was started our late window. The other game that was interesting was Packers-Cardinals.
Unfortunately, the Packers won, but it actually started off 14-6 Cardinals. And it was a pretty close game after that. And the Cardinals, that's not even their starting quarterback. That's the backup.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Yeah, another New England backup that found a place somewhere else to back up and actually he plays pretty good too. The Cardinals' Achilles heel is early leads, bad defense late.
And questionable calls when it comes time for the receiver to drop balls. Really untimely dropping of passes. So, that comes back to haunt you. And we got to talk about the Commanders-Cowboys just for a second. How did the Cowboys put up 44 points?
That game, I honestly stopped watching because it was just like every time the Cowboys got the ball, it was in the end zone. I was just like, wow, this is awful. It's not awful for them, but it was awful football to watch. Every time it went back to the Cowboys game. Yeah,
it was just...
It was in the end zone. I was like, are the Commanders even here? Or are they just playing catch in the end zone to the Cowboys? Is it practice or what?
Yeah, it looked like it was preseason football going on in Dallas. So that brings us to our Sunday night game, which again, I thought was going to be a bit of a snooze fest. Turned out to be a pretty good football game. The Falcons go across the country to San Francisco and lose to the Niners in a really low-scoring game, 20-10.
Yes, and you called Niners, I called Falcons on that one. I figured the Falcons would put up much better fight since they just dismantled the Bills the week before, and the 49ers are basically, got
it's a triage unit.
Yeah, they got a couple cashiers at Target and the head cook at Taco Bell, and they really don't have their pieces in place. But
when Christian McCaffrey has a game like he had,
these replacement players are doing a wonderful job.
They really are. And Christian McCaffrey was...
we don't talk about them enough, but the hats off to the 49ers for the next man up like the Lions had to do last year. Good on these guys that relatively unknowns that are coming in and doing an amazing job for starters that are getting paid tens of millions of dollars a year, and these guys are just coming in as replacement players to fill in until they get back, and they did an amazing job.
So Bratchert's texted me because that's what we do, and
of course,
and he says, I was worried about CMC, but you're damn straight. I traded for him on my fantasy team this month. He goes, I'm ready to ride him the rest of the season now. And looking the way he looked, I think I would have too if I had played fantasy.
He's looking good.
And after last year, I was worried if he was going to play again, let alone be competitive. You know?
I was curious if he was even going to start the season the way they were talking about injury reports. And he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out.
And that brings us to the Monday night games. There was 2 of them. This was the game, if you remember, boys and girls. Adam and I couldn't decide who we were going to pick because we liked both teams, and both teams were on a bit of a roll. So we literally flipped a coin.
Yep.
Buccaneers 9, Lions 24 in Detroit. I won that one because it was a coin flip. Yeah. It's not like I was, not like I'm a prognosticator. It was just luck of the draw.
If anybody is paying attention, I lost that coin flip.
Yeah, it was just a coin flip, but the Buccaneers never really got things rolling.
So, Baker, we love you, but man, you must have thrown like 19 high throws last night. And I know that that Lions defensive front is crazy and in your face.
Oh, they were fired up last night too, man. Yeah. They were really playing a good football. Another thing Bratchett told me to pay, he actually made he could pass this along to Adam. So I'm okay. Never go against the Lions. So they're
last year I chose the Lions and they fucked me. So,
No, their defensive front was playing really good football. The Lions' offense was doing what the offense does.
My prediction was true. I said that Baker would have a tough time with Aiden Hutchinson in his face all night, and he certainly did. And let's give it to the Bucs. They got out of that first half only down 11 points.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a football game. And if they hadn't gone for 2, it would have been 10 points.
Yeah. So, but their offense couldn't get going. Mike Evans breaks his collarbone and looked like it was going to be an amazing catch, but of course he couldn't hold on to it because his collarbone broke.
Well, not only that, he was unconscious.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was dead.
And the Troy and Joe are getting a little bit of heat for the way that was called, but live in the moment, they're not going to say he looks dead. They're not going to do that.
No.
So they don't, and they've been kind of instructed not to highlight injuries. We don't want this to be about bloodshed. So they went to the official to just discuss the proprieties of the catch. And so ESPN's getting heat for doing that rather than putting a camera on Mike Evans on the ground, passed out cold.
Oh, he looked awful.
I thought he was dead. I'm going to be 100% honest. Yeah, I thought he completely died.
Yeah, and it's sad because he just came back off a hamstring injury, and he's got 12 1,000-yard seasons. There is no way in hell he's going to do that.
He's not going to. No, he's not going to do it this year.
So kind of sad that he can't keep the streak alive, and he's an amazing player. Let's give him props.
Absolutely, and I hope he heals and gets back, and he's back to form. But that was one of those. I mean, even in the replay, it didn't look like he hit that hard. It was just the angle he hit at, and the other player
with the weight of another player on top.
And it was really unfortunate. And that was the game where they had to go to New York twice to get a call right.
Okay, so this one just really pissed me off, and I don't get heated, but I was mad because Dan Campbell challenges like a ridiculous challenge to begin with, the spot on the field.
It was a spot of the ball. Yeah, it was a ball spot challenge. Yeah, it
was ridiculous for where the ball was, and then they go to New York, and then they turn the call over, and then they say it's an unsuccessful challenge.
Right.
They lose a timeout.
Right.
That's what it was. Then they go to New York again to review the play. And then they give them the challenge back and the timeout. And I was just like, what the hell? He challenged the spot of the ball, not the play.
But in all fairness, I think after going to New York twice, they did get it right eventually.
I think they got it right, but they should have got it right the first time.
Absolutely. There should not have been a second call from New York or to New York to get that thing cleared up. It should have been done because they're looking at the same film. It's not like there's a separate. It's not like the Zapruder film was taken apart frame by frame.
Yeah, and I love Dan Campbell. I love his giant clanking balls, but I don't care who it is. You challenge it, and you're wrong. You lose the challenge.
Period.
Yeah. Period.
So anyway, that was Lions 24, Buccaneers 9, and that brings us to the last game of the week last night. I full disclosure, I lasted about a quarter and a half before I called it a day.
Same, and Seahawks were up 16-0 when I turned it off, but I guess the safety got turned over because the refs don't know how to call football, apparently. There was a big debacle about that, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not watching this anymore because there was like 5 minutes of, is it a touchdown? Is it a safety? No, it's a touchback. They get the ball at the 20. Even it was a mess.
Is it even possible to have AI officiating games? Because at this point in time, I mean, you go to any fan board anywhere in the country right now. I don't care if you're talking the Giants, the Patriots, the Falcons. You go to any fan board, and there's some fan out there that thinks the officials are bought off in favor of the other team. And
I just don't. I'm not sure about that. I mean, we can conspiracy theory and tinfoil hat it all we want. I just think that they're lost sometimes. Like, it didn't seem right to me that. Where did the Texans lose that drive? Where was Stroud when he fumbled the ball? On like the 10?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so he was on the 10. It goes back into the end zone. Seattle player picks it up, goes for the touchdown, fumbles it before he crosses the line. Texans player jumps on it. He gets touched. To me, that's a safety, but they say, no, it's a touchback. So instead of going to the 10 where the ball was, they go to the 20. Like, that's a good way to advance the damn ball.
And if I'm not mistaken, not only did it go to the 20, I think they got a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So that's a good way to cheat the system. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, there was a call like that, similar to that in the Buccaneers-Lions game, where it should have been Buccaneers 3rd and 26, but because it was was it roughing the passer or defensive pass interference? But it wound up being 1st and 10, 15 yards down the road, or 15 yards down the field. Yeah. As opposed to 3rd and 26, they advance it 15 yards and give them first down.
Yeah, I don't know. The officiating has been questionable in the last couple of weeks.
However, in all fairness, last night in Seattle, an official did save the Seahawks star wide receiver from being killed on the sideline.
True.
I forgot the official name. Former NFL player. He played for, what was it? Was it Denver? I think he played for Denver and Dallas, a couple teams. But he became an NFL official, and Smith and Jigba was in an altercation on the sideline, sat on the bench to try and get out of the altercation, and this official ran over, put his body between Smith and Jigba and the rest of the team because the Seahawks or the Texans were coming at him hard. It was going to be a big brawl. So this official put his body between the two and saved it. Smith and Jigba from a major ass whipping.
That's just good human being.
It is good human being, but let's face it, there's an abundance of bad human beings in the world.
I know. It's there's good Canadians, bad Canadians, same as everywhere you go, right?
Do I hear a car door in your driveway?
Yeah, the fucking Mercedes just pulled up.
And there he is, all the way from Fashion Week and wherever Fashion Week was this week. It's Coach Blackwell. Coach, how are you today, sir?
Hi, Terry. Hi, Adam. I am fantastic.
You're fabulous. Can I just say you look fabulous?
Thank you. I am trying really hard with the new fashion line that we just released in LA.
Well, not just that. It looks like you've been working out a little.
Little bit. Just, working the wine glass a little too hard, maybe.
Maybe some ab crunches along the way?
The only thing I'm crunching on is charcuterie.
Okay. So, what was your favorite fashion look of the weekend? And tell me why it was the yellow Chargers uniforms.
Well, let's talk about the yellow bananas.
They did look like the Savannah Bananas.
I didn't know what kind of sport I was watching. I thought this was baseball. I wasn't sure. Then I saw Justin Herbert. How could you not see him? He's like 6'6", yummy. Yellow bananas is all I could think about the entire time I was watching that game, but I had to laugh a little bit because this is my fashion faux pas. Arizona Cardinals came out in their red Christmas jammies again.
Yeah, we got a month and a half for Christmas stuff. Let's get to Thanksgiving first. Tell you what,
Christmas jammies for Arizona. I dislike the look, but they keep bringing it back.
Let's get to Halloween first before you bring out the Christmas stuff.
Well,
who do they think they are, Costco?
The one orange team of the week came out in white head to toe. The white Bengal Tigers.
I do
they
like
look so good.
I do like the white helmets. For some reason, I like the white and black striped helmets a lot. That sticks out to me.
It was so good. Even blended in with Joe Flacco's beard nicely. He was well. He
sports the salt and pepper being in the senior club like the rest of us. So what was your? So you like the Bengals more? What else? What other fashion statements did you see over the weekend?
I liked the Cleveland Browns come out in their dude white dark browns. They look good. I thought that they were going to look a little, little too brown, but it was almost like a black. It was close to black.
It was a cocoa brown, yeah.
It was very dark. Dallas came out in their all-white alternates. I was like, yuck, but apparently it's good luck for them because they always seem to play well wearing them.
But their regular uniform is just white, so I don't see what the all-white alternatives is.
It's the helmet, too, with the weird star.
Yeah.
And then Washington came out in all burgundy.
That's a good look.
And it was a wonderful look. I didn't know how they were going to top last week in the all black, but they came out in all burgundy, and I was like, oh my! It was crazy good.
And we talked about this last year. They wore them last year. I do like when the Lions were the all black with the blue helmets.
That just happens to be my drip of the week. Oh, just for the young ones, the drip of the week. That is the fit of the week. It is by far my favorite looking uniform that I have seen so far.
All right. Is there anything else you need to cover, Coach, or are we about done here?
Well, I'm just hoping that next week everybody starts coming out with more alternate uniforms that look fabulous because I got sick of the all whites.
I believe the Chargers are coming out in all powder blues next week, or all dark blues, one of the two, but they're coming out in all blues next week.
As long as it isn't all yellow.
It was quite the look. All right, Coach, are we done here?
We are good. I got to go, boys. Love you, Adam. Love you, Terry.
Well, there he goes. He's gone. He's gone like the wind. So that what's the standings, Adam? What are we?
Oh, not the standings. So this segment's brought to you by Terry's getting better at football. Adam, not so much. You are 13-13. I am now 12-14 because I decided I was going to pick the Falcons and Buccaneers this last week.
It feels like the world is falling back into place for me now, Adam.
Yeah, the stars are starting to align again for Terry, which is okay because I went through this little bit of a dry spell about this time last year as well because I couldn't figure out what was going on. And, we're going into week 8, so let's have a look. Who we picking this week?
So the first game we talk about is Thursday night game. It's the Vikings and the Chargers. Vikings going into Los Angeles, and like I said, Chargers are going to be doing the alternate uniforms because it's Thursday night football. The Vikings have lost the last 2 games. I don't know if they're going to go 3 or not.
Carson Wentz is suiting up, apparently.
Yeah, but he's been looking pretty good for him. It's not Wentz's fault that they're losing. They're just getting beat. There's a difference. They're not losing. They're getting beat.
And they're not losing by much though.
No, it's just one or two plays, and the game have a different complexion all the way around. But their Chargers are at home, and the Chargers have dropped a couple.
It's kind of a revenge game for both teams. Like, it's a must-win.
It really is. Which way are you going? And I'll just go the opposite way to try and keep the standings interesting. How's that?
Okay, I'm going to take the Chargers just because they're at home.
Okay, all right. I'll take the Vikings and feel good about it.
Okay.
Is there any of the early window games you want to highlight?
Well, let's look at this one. So, of course, I'm looking at Chicago's record going into a very beaten up Baltimore.
They're a 6.5 dog going into that game today.
I don't see it.
That could change. That could change by the end of the week. That could change.
They're playing good ball. Yeah. So I'm looking at that one. The other one I'm looking at is Miami at 1-6 going into Atlanta. I think Atlanta can beat them pretty handsomely, but. And then I'm also looking at, this AFC East thing. New York Jets are going to Cincinnati.
they're 0 for so far in the year, and Justin Fields hasn't thrown one interception. But it's hard to throw interceptions when you don't throw the ball.
Yeah, and then we have a little household battle this week because the Cleveland Browns, wife's team, I don't know why, but that's the team that she went with a couple years ago, are going into New England, who is number 2 in the AFC right now.
But New England's playing some pretty good football. I wouldn't say inspired, but it's pretty close to inspired. I mean, and they're trailing the Bills, who are just the Bills, you know. So, yeah, that should be a pretty good football game if the Browns play like they did last week. But Vrabel's got the Patriots hitting on all cylinders right now.
Did you see the sign that the fans had for Vrabel in Tennessee on the weekend?
No, I missed that.
Oh, they had a giant sign that said, "We're sorry for firing you."
They should be. All right,
and that's the early window. The late window, the only game I'm really looking at is what's going to happen when Dallas walks into Denver.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting. Well, then again, the Cowboys have fooled everybody, but not on the road. I think the Broncos are going to take that one pretty handily. But yeah, that's honestly, there's really none of these early or late games on Sunday are really.
There's nothing exciting.
Other just because I'm a Bears guy, that's the only one, and that's just because.
Yeah, I'm throwing on the New England game. I'm not going to watch all the games, and that's just going to be the game I watch because the rest of them are very uninteresting, and they will probably fool us.
So that brings us to Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers goes back. No, he doesn't go back. The Packers come into Pittsburgh to visit Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers wins, he'll be the second quarterback in the league's history to win against all 32 teams in the league.
Oh, so there's stakes on this one, huh?
A little bit. And
yeah, so this is where I kind of worry about ref fudging.
I worry about it a little bit too, but I think the Packers are a much better football team all the way around.
I do think the Packers are a better football team, but I do believe that the terrible towels are going to make it very difficult.
Well, they're terrible. They're just terrible.
So who are you taking? I'll take the opposite.
I think I'm gonna go Packers. I think.
Wow.
Packers, yeah.
Can we? Yeah, that's recorded. I think I'm gonna go Packers. He says.
I think I'm gonna go Packers. Yeah.
So I'll take Steel Town because that one's a coin flip to me. Both these teams can put points up. So
yeah, but the Steelers' defense, the defensive line plays pretty well, but the linebackers back they get a little iffy from time to time. Even Tomlinson's mentioned that in press conferences. He'd like to see the beyond the defensive line play better. So
yeah, he's trying to get them behind the sticks, but they haven't been successful. But the Steelers do have T.J. Watt. Packers have Micah Parsons or Micah or Michael, depending on
who's calling the game that week.
Who's calling the game?
He actually did his job Sunday too. He showed up Sunday for a couple minutes. So.
He did, and then I guess we're going into Monday night, which thank God there is no more doubleheader Monday nights. That was getting rough.
That was getting a little rough, and it's the Commanders flying across the country to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs and the Chiefs officials. Like I said last week, at this point in time, until they prove me otherwise, I'm going to ride with the Chiefs. And I hate to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even ask you. I just checked you off for the Chiefs, and me too, because, I mean, I can't see the Commanders. Not the way they've been playing lately.
No.
Beat the really fast Chiefs with Rashee Rice back in the lineup.
And they're getting healthy. Yeah, that's another good point. The Chiefs are getting healthy at the right time too. So
yeah, they're making a turnaround. They played good. They did play good ball. I did last weekend. I did like the one thing I'm going to say positive about the Chiefs. Everybody knows I'm a Chiefs hater. I did like Patrick's audible at the line when he was trying to draw them offside. And he was like, "What the fuck are we doing? This stuff fucking works." And then they ran the play, and it was brilliant. I loved it.
I bet you Andy had a couple words for him after that. Just keep your mouth shut for a minute.
So, yeah, it was good. So I'll give Kermit the props for that one.
All right. I guess that brings us to. Brings us to our favorite part of the show every week now. It's become our favorite anyway. The food section of the show. By the way, Adam, fuck you. Crab
Straight
legs.
out the fridge?
straight out of the fridge, straight into your mouth, whatever.
Yeah, straight off the grill.
Crab legs and shrimp.
And salmon sashimi.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck? You're really trying to show me up now. I gave you a pass because it was Thanksgiving, but I'm not. The pass is done.
That was an audible, actually, because we didn't know what we were doing, and we were walking through the grocery store on Sunday morning because we were just trying to get ready for the week so that we could get home, watch some football, relax, enjoy the day. And it just happened that crab legs, salmon, and shrimp were all on sale, and we looked at each other and we're like, we haven't done a seafood thing for like ever. And yeah, so it just happened to be that way. It wasn't like, oh, the show's coming up, so I gotta
make Terry look bad because he's going on the cheap.
Yeah, it won't be like that last week. It was just like the discounts were amazing, and it was just like, wow, like seafood. Haven't had seafood in forever. So
well, with the colder weather coming up, I'm going to be utilizing the stove a little more. So that'll change the complexion of things a little bit. I did barbecue pulled chicken in the crock pot. That turned out really, really, really.
It's amazing. Good. It's amazing. We did crock pot stuff today because it's starting to get a little cooler.
It didn't even get above 60 here for the first time. So I think summer's done with us. Anything else we need to cover here?
Yeah, the police saw like October going, 80 in a 40 zone, and they slowed her right down to 30.
They did.
Just instantly. If you are enjoying the food segment, make sure you send us your food pics every week. Tell us what you're eating, whatever. Just chime in. Make sure that you get some ideas. We still got to do that recipe swap thing, buddy.
Yeah, we got to do that. That sounds fun. So, Adam, where can the boys and girls get a hold of you at?
Well, they can find us both on Straight Off the Couch on Facebook, but if you're looking for me personally, you can hit me up at Adam Off the Couch on X and Instagram. How about you, buddy?
You can find me on the X at TREMUP. That's at TREMUP. And on the gram at TearEmUpTerry. By the way, boys and girls, do us a favor. Go ahead and share us when you listen to the show. Put us on your social media and just say, I'm listening to these guys. They're funny because... Just cuss.
It helps us. It helps the show. And, we're doing this for fun. But, if you want to, expose us to the world, we're all for it.
Oh, yeah. And that's a nice ego stroke for us. And I can use a nice ego
Makes
stroke.
Makes us feel good.
So, for my broadcast partner, the chatty and charming Adam Whitehall, don't leave things unsaid. Check on those you love. Until next week, bye-bye, everybody.